Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. In case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flexibility practice. If you like to use a cushion or anything at all to sit on or lay on throughout the class, feel free to grab something. But you're really going to need just a little bit of space to move, and let's get started. So let's begin today actually sitting down, and if you do want to sit on something, you can. But just find a comfy place to be, at least. A nice long spine is preferred as well. And you can place your hands on your knees or in your lap. Close your eyes and take a nice big inhale to lengthen through your spine. And as you exhale, let your chin fall down towards your collarbone, softening through your jaw. Letting your shoulders fall from your ears. And then use an inhale to roll your head slowly towards your right shoulder. Keep going till you feel the nice stretch through the side of your neck. And maybe sitting a little taller. Allowing yourself to slow down your day. Let's stay for an inhale. And use the exhale to roll your head back down nice and slow. Bringing your chin back towards your collarbone, and then use an inhale to roll your head to the other side. Maybe lengthening the spine again. Maybe letting the shoulders get a bit heavier. And staying for just another inhale before you use an exhale to bring your chin back down slowly to the collarbone. How is your neck feeling today? Your spine and low back. Use an inhale to lift your chin back up to a neutral place. If you want to add a shoulder roll, you can add a shoulder roll in. You can start to open up your eyes too. If you are sitting on something, we're going to slide it out. You might have it close by though at the top of your mat. We're going to be making our way into 90-90 to start. So let's bring our right leg forwards and then our left leg behind us. Maybe a 90 degree angle with each leg. You might be tipping over towards the right side a little bit here. You might even be leaning back, feeling some love through the back leg, that hip flexor. Softening through the shoulders a little bit, just see how things feel. And then you might be staying here, or you might start to tip forwards a little bit. Maybe you can lean over top of your front leg. But we can also take this into pigeon from here if you choose. You can start to find some more length through the back leg and even scooch that front foot towards the left hip and completely recenter yourself so that you're facing forwards, your hips are level. You can take an inhale to lengthen through the spine, the chest can lift. If your pillow happens to be right there for you, you might rest your forearms on top. Maybe just use your mat. Maybe keep your chest lifted. But feel the breath. Soften through the right leg and hip. And we'll take just another breath or two in whatever pigeon variation you happen to be in. But if you are leaning forwards, use an inhale to help lift your chest back up. And you can kind of roll to the right side a little so that your left leg can come forwards. And we're just going to scooch our legs around a little bit here. So your legs may still be a 90-90, but if you can make more of a diamond, or not a diamond, a triangle is the right shape. With your legs, maybe your knee is close to your front foot, maybe your back heel is close to your hip or something like that. But we're going to start to turn our chest towards the right side to take a little twist here. So you might start to move your left hand towards your right knee, and your right hand might come to the floor behind you, and just lift your chest. Try to look over to the right side, maybe even behind you a little more. Maybe you feel that left leg and hip. Maybe the quad too. And then use an inhale to just find your way back so that you're facing forwards. We're going to be pivoting to set up our 90-90 going the other way. So maybe you need to lean back a little, free up your back foot, lift the knees. It's going to look different for all of us. But transitioning to have the left leg in front, the right leg behind. Maybe you'll grab your pillow so it's ready for you. But just start here to see how that back leg feels. Maybe leaning back a little bit or over to the left side a little bit. Maybe you got to adjust your legs slightly. 90-90 is just a starting place maybe. Lean back a little. Maybe you feel the hip flexor, the quad. If you're leaning back, you might stay there, or maybe you will start to lean forwards a little, maybe over top of that front leg. And then if you wanted to take this all the way into pigeon, a few things might move. Your foot might come towards that right hip. Your right leg might go straight out behind you. And just trying to center yourself. Level the hips. Take an inhale to lengthen, lift the chest. Stay here, or maybe you will tip forwards. And breathe. Taking just another breath or two. And then using an inhale to lift you up. If you're folding forwards, you can kind of lean to the left side a little bit and maybe slide your back knee up to that front foot. Maybe it looks like a triangle, maybe it doesn't. That back heel might come a little more snug to the back hip though, and then we'll take our twist to the left. So use an inhale to turn your chest towards the left side, maybe a little bit more. Lift your chest a little higher. Gaze over to that left side, or maybe even behind you just slightly. And then let an inhale bring you back so that you're facing forwards. Maybe you can free up that back leg. Bring your knees together. Give a little hug to your legs, a little rock side to side maybe. We will be making our way into tabletop onto our hands and knees though. So move any props off to the side, I think. Find your tabletop. And then our right arm will reach out in front. And we can slide our left arm underneath our chest. And then melt it down. Try to bring your arm all the way down, that left shoulder all the way down as you keep your hips high. Maybe pushing into your right hand a little bit. Maybe your left cheek will rest, or your forehead. And just let gravity pull the chest down. Staying for just another breath. And then an inhale can lift you up. Reach your left arm out. Take your right arm and slide it under your chest. Switch sides, melt it down. Let your chest be heavy. Maybe your right cheek will rest down, or maybe it's your forehead. Maybe you're hovering a little bit. And then using an inhale to slowly lift again. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Maybe rock your hips side to side a little bit. We're going to be bringing our knees out wider, our big toes together. We'll find child's pose, but before we go there, you might want something under your forehead or close by just in case, because our child's pose today might look a little different. You can have your arms out in front, of course. Do the child's pose you always do. Maybe your arms will be at your sides with your palms facing up, or you might interlace your fingers behind your back, or just rest your hands on your low back with your palms facing up. But if you're interlacing your fingers behind your back, you might lift your hands up a little higher and get into your chest and shoulders here, all the while getting into the hips. And if you added a pillow under your forehead, maybe you don't want it there. Maybe you want your forehead to be resting on your mat. Decide where you want to be. Take a few breaths. And if you do have your fingers interlaced, interlace them the other way. Bring your palms together. Maybe lift your hands a little higher. And if you do have your arms lifted, your hands on your low back or anywhere but the mat or the ground beside you, let them go. Bring your arms to your sides or stretch them out long. Soften your shoulders completely. Soften through your hips and your legs. And you can use an inhale to start to lift your chest back up. Push into your hands. We're just going to sit back here. Maybe bring your hands behind you, so sitting on your heels. Maybe not quite leaning back, but if you can, you might try to lift your hips off of your heels. Think of just lengthening through the hip flexors, maybe lifting the chest, maybe lifting the chin, just for an inhale. And then as you exhale, you can release your hips back down. If you're leaning back, lean forwards, bring your knees in, give your hips a gentle rock side to side even. And you can cross your ankles and then sit down. We can bring our legs out in front, both of them out long. Take an inhale to lengthen through the spine. Feel free to bend your knees if you'd like. But an exhale might bring your chest forwards. Take a forward fold if that feels good for you today, or just stay sitting nice and tall. But maybe you will close your eyes and just feel the length through the legs. Maybe the openness through the low back. As you try to lift the upper body off of the low back towards your legs instead. Maybe the shoulders can soften. Maybe your chin even tucks a little bit towards your collarbone. Staying for just another breath wherever you happen to be. And using an inhale to lift up. If you are folding forwards, if your legs are out long, bend them. Give your knees another hug. Hugging your knees in here. You might be holding on to your knees. You might be able to wrap your forearms around your legs. Maybe you can catch your elbows. Or maybe you can interlace your fingers here, but we're going to cross our hands. So turn your thumbs to face down and then cross your right hand over top of the left one. Maybe feeling the wrists and the forearms a little bit here. Maybe squeezing your knees in a little tighter. If your fingers are interlaced, let them go. And then try the other side. So the thumbs kind of dip down first, and then the left one can interlace or cross over top of the right one. And then you can release that. Maybe you did feel your wrists and your forearms a little there. Maybe you didn't get too much at all. But if you need some wrist circles, you can take some wrist circles, and then we can start to lay down on our backs. Maybe your knees will come towards your chest with you as you lay down. Take a moment to try to connect your low back to your mat. If you wanted to open the knees up or even find happy baby, you might reach for your feet. You could also add some rock side to side if you'd like. And then eventually your legs can come back down if they're lifted. You might make a diamond shape again with your legs. Bringing the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide. You might place your right hand on your tummy, your left hand on your chest. Closing your eyes. Feeling your breath. And maybe you will stay here, or you could send your legs out long and settle into Shavasana for a few moments. But just enjoy the stillness for as long as you have time for today. Thank you for joining me, as always. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, namaste.